What's different about what Duane does versus other programs that I've seen is that I think the kids relate real well to him in that he comes from where they're living right now. They are student leaders. They've had some opportunities in the past to be student leaders or possibly not, but they understand that Duane isn't necessarily a band director who's got one thing in mind where the kids are having to pick up on that. He's coming from a position that he's been a student leader with band directors who have a path to take, and how that puts them in a position to try to make that happen in cooperation with the band director, but not necessarily from the overall lead of a program. I think that they value that. I think that they understand that, okay, this guy had to figure out how to work with their band director and work with other student leaders. And he also brings in the aspect that he struggled at times and what his struggles were. And I think a lot of kids can relate to that as well. He's not afraid to say, look, I screwed this up. And because of that, I became better at what I did, and you can too. We were about, I think, about 6 weeks out from bringing Duane in to work with our group live, and we've had some great experiences. We still have struggles because we're working with high school students and teenagers, but at the same time, the amount of new information that they are applying to the way that they handle each other as student leaders and the way that they handle the students that they're serving has been great, to the point where it's catching into other students who may not have gone through the student leader course that are still in our program. And those students are stepping up and making a difference based upon not what they heard from Duane themselves, but based upon the legacy that he left in the seminar that he was able to give, or that gave to our students. So I started with Duane's online course about 4 or 5 years ago. I kind of looked on some of the videos that he'd been doing in the past and gotten on his email distribution list and checked those out. But in the situation that I was at, starting a second year of a new program and being able to see what the leadership looked like at that point in the organization, and understand where I wanted to have them go and what values I wanted those students to have. Duane and I's ideas really matched up well in promoting the student leadership and the ability to serve each other, not to be able or not to have to work around other student leaders, but to work in cohesion with them and a shared vision for a program. And I knew that bringing Duane in live to help the students have a more personal connection and be able to sit in the room with him, catch his energy, and ask those tough questions to someone who has a great amount of experience was going to make a difference. And to this point, it really has. Making the decision to bring Duane in has paid off well. As directors and budgets and working with boosters and working with school finances, and it's tough to make the calls when you need different things and have different things that are there. But in this, we're pouring into our students' lives, and what our students need is that understanding of how to be better citizens and how to be better leaders to help our programs. We can always buy more music, we can always buy upgraded instruments, and we have lots of things that we need to provide for our programs. But what make up our program are our kids. And the legacy that they can leave to other students in our programs is what I'm excited about seeing from Duane's influence from a live event. And I think that that's been well worth the investment and is going to be well worth that investment that we made.